Good morning, guys. Fumbling around this morning, but I'm gonna get a little music on. I've got to finish taking my medication and get my dog outside, but I wanted to at least get a live going for those of you that are waiting. So enjoy this Bob Marley song while I finish getting set up. Thank you for your patience, and I hope that your morning, your rising today is affirmed with greatness. So we're going to get started real soon here, right around 5 minutes. Okay, so enjoy this song for 5 minutes. Let some people jump in. If you don't see my face, just know that I will be right back. Glad to see y'all jumping in the chat. Glad to see some eyeballs here. 5 minutes, guys. We're going to get started. I'm going to get my dog outside. If anybody asks in the chat where I'm at, I will be right back. I'm going to get my dog out, grab my medicine, give you guys a quick update. We're going to talk about the rainbow prophecy, rainbow warriors. I'm a rainbow too. Here I am. Want you to know you're sleeping again. Where I stand. Wednesday morning. Here I am. Want you to know you're right. Here I stand. Want you to know just if you can where I stand. Gather the rainbow. Wednesday morning. Grand rising, y'all. Glad to see you guys here. Yeah, no. And we already know, Theodore, we're just waking up. Just waking up to the truth. And so, things that we're becoming aware of that we already know and understand. We're just coming to the realizations of these things. Good morning, Victoria. Good morning, Shoshana. Good morning, Karen. I just did a show about that. Nobody's morning around here. Grand rising, y'all. when we go through things, we can often feel like we're in the wilderness. Scripture often writes about those wilderness times. And I'm going through a wilderness time myself right now, family. So I'm gonna actually jump over here on Facebook for the health update. I love your patience, family. I love that you guys are patient with me when I'm setting up and getting used to all of this stuff. It's the happy holiday sale at Macy's. So save 30 to 55%. Let's go ahead and shut that off. We'll get that shut down. And we will. I'm going to have to go up and get my dog. He's barking. I asked my son to get him, but I think my son is busy. So I'm going to jump on here so I can monitor. And actually, so how y'all doing today? Sun shining where y'all are at? Well, you know, that's something that I believe this prophecy is coming true. Teodora says Rainbow Warriors are supposedly peaceful race. Left, but some made contact with Hopi. Government didn't want to disarm. You know, I believe that there has been contact made. I believe that there has been a rising of the Rainbow Warriors. And I believe that I'm actually one of those warriors that's here for that specific reason. And we're going to talk a little bit about that. I've got some Navajo blood who are right there connected directly with the Hopi. In fact, the Hopi reservation is in Navajo Nation. And so there's some things that I've been seeing, some visions, some dreams, and I know that we're here. And well, I hope you're feeling better. That flu sucks. And so I am going to actually really quick before we jump into the rainbow prophecies, I'm going to jump on Facebook for this update and just give a little bit of a health update. So I'm going to be on both platforms, family. So again, I appreciate your patience. And once I get some bills paid and some of these, the rest of the needs that I have for this illness covered, then I'll probably jump in and try and buy a subscription to Zoom or to StreamYard so that I can run on multiple platforms and not have to do this back and forth, multiple device type thing. And so I'm going to go ahead and jump on here and just give a little update. But I'm going to tag a few people first. Man, I love that you guys are a freedom fighter. Hey, what's up, Jamie? So we got a bunch of wonderful, beautiful people in the room today. Robert Francis, love you, buddy. Victoria Cunningham, Teodora, Debbie, Jamie, freedom fighter. We still got to connect, bro. I haven't forgotten about you, Jamie. Been going through a bunch of stuff here. This illness has kind of taken a lot out of me and from me in the things that I do, and so we will connect. Hey, Jim, good morning, brother. You're always a light. Debbie Bell's in the house. Karen, we got a lot of wonderful people here. So we're gonna get started. I'm gonna jump in here real quick. Let me tag some people. I've actually got, I'm hanging on to that. Let me tag a few people, and I will get the Facebook post going. I didn't plan on going live on Facebook, so again, I appreciate your patience, and I love y'all, family. I'm excited to talk about this Rainbow Warrior prophecy. I see a lot of things happening, and I see a lot of things happening um, uh, throughout a lot of different areas and in a lot of different cultures and with a lot of different people. And so we're going to touch base regarding all of that. But we're going to also talk about the way that this prophecy it's tried to be downplayed and hidden and discredited. And so, yes, Victoria, actually, that's something that I've looked at, and I'm looking at reverse magnetism and some other things regarding how to take care of those because some of them don't. The ivermectin doesn't always take care of them completely. A lot of these treatments don't take care of the parasite aspect completely because of the fact that some of these, it's an electromagnetic entity, and so between the amount of eggs that they lay and the shedding process having to be done over a period of time so your body doesn't go into shock, those things are contribute to the fact that they generally return after every kind of treatment. And so but definitely looking into all of that. And so Santos Bonacci, I had him on a couple of weeks back, and he's shared a couple of things on his Facebook page regarding an electromagnetic, uh, like a pulse wave emitter type treatment. And he's actually going to be working on that for he's got an issue where he's been having a lot of itching and believes it's due to parasites. And so he's going to be looking into that. I'm kind of tackling this from all angles since cancer was speculated when I went to the doctor. I'm not leaving that out either. I had a friend, a dear friend. Actually, she's a dear friend of the family, but she's a friend of my wife's. Stephanie's friend sent over a great resource, a whole set of modules for cancer and how to tackle it. And so, yeah, I'm actually, that's something that I didn't get a chance to finish before we jumped on the show was the Diatomicus Earth. And so, definitely doing some things, high alkaline diet, definitely eating the rainbow, eating a lot of fruits and a lot of vegetables, live fruits. And so, we are tackling this and from many different angles, purging mucus and all of that stuff. And so I'll jump on, I'll give a better update here. Let me finish getting this tagged and I'll get a full update in. I know I hate silence in the air. H2O2. Yeah, I actually had a friend send out some food grade hydrogen peroxide, and I had another friend, actually a viewer, Donna Keys, sent over a whole book, a whole PDF on hydrogen peroxide treatment. And that's something that I'll be getting started once I finish these flushes. I know that some of these flushes can be hard on the body, and so we're kind of taking them one step at a time. My first instinct is to rush and to get all of this done, but Yeah, it's something that I don't want to put my body in shock trying to mess with too much of this all at once. So I just got a couple more people to tag, family. Again, I appreciate your patience. We are going to get to the Rainbow Warrior prophecies. Just want to get enough people tagged on here that have been following my progress, my health. I love that you guys are active in the chat too. It's one of the most active chats I've seen when we have a low amount of people. A small amount of people in the room. We've got 14 people in the room, and I see just as many people being active half the time as we've got in the room. And so I love that about you guys, family. All right. All right, so I just tagged all those people and I just made a post and didn't do the live video thing. And so we are just going to start a live without tagging anybody. Hey, family, Facebook family. I'm just going to do a quick live update regarding health. Some of you care, I know some of you don't, but those of you that don't have to watch. And so I'm also going to be talking about the Rainbow Warrior Prophecy over on my YouTube channel. I've got the link up in the description. And so jump over there as soon as we're done with the health update and listen to this prophecy. It's pretty cool. And I wanted to give a little health update and let you guys know what's going on with me. A lot of you have shown concern, a great deal of concern and care. So I was going to allow you guys to join me as I take my medication this morning. Get about a rice kernel size. About a rice kernel size. And I try to keep it under my tongue, but it moves around and it can kind of sting. But that is THCA, raw cannabis oil, full spectrum, full extract cannabis oil. And so That's one of the things that I'm doing to tackle this illness is, since cancer was speculated, we are tackling it in such a way. Many things are speculated, and so I'm taking care of my gut. I'm doing a lot of things for gut health. I'm doing a lot of this was full spectrum cannabis oil. That's what I just took. It's a mix of Blue Dream, White Widow, and Long's Peak Blue. It was made by a dear brother of mine named Rick. He goes by Freedom Grower. He's on the YouTube platform, Freedom Grower. He's also on D Live. But Freedom Grower Rick, he was led by God to make full spectrum cannabis oil and give it away to people that are sick. And so, yeah, it's very similar to Rick Simpson oil, but it uses the whole plant. And so it uses the leaves, it uses the stem, it uses the entire plant. Whereas I believe Rick Simpson oil uses just the buds. I believe. I may be wrong. I'm not very well educated on this. Hey, JDL, Matt Emmons, thanks for joining. See, we got a few people on Facebook. Got 14 over in the room on YouTube. And so if you guys want to join after the health update, I'm going to leave a GoFundMe link in the description here on Facebook. If you guys want to be able to help, I'll leave some other information regarding how you can help in an immediate manner via PayPal, Cash App, things like that. And so things have been improving. I do want to just oxygen tackles all diseases. Definitely. And actually, I want to touch on that, Travis, because I've got a lot of information just from source regarding how we can heal. You know, I believe that we can heal ourselves, and so I'll be making a ton of interesting videos. I've already got a ton of interesting videos on YouTube, and so if you're not linked up with my YouTube channel, Walk in Wisdom, I encourage you to jump over there. In fact, the link is in the description for today's video. We're going to be talking about the Rainbow Warrior prophecy. And so once I get done with this health update, jump over to YouTube and catch the rest of that live stream. Be active in the chat. We've got a lot of people in the chat. I love the viewer base here. Just the friends that I call them Soul Tribe. My Soul Tribe on YouTube. We just really vibe together, and so yeah. Back to the health. I am tackling this like it's a number of things. I've been told it was a number of things with regarding my gut. It could have been colitis, ulcerative colitis. It could have been a number of things. But since they did speculate on cancer, we've been touched by cancer, and the way that this has hit me, it's something that's not out of the question. And so we are tackling it with a cancer regimen. We're tackling this issue with a cancer regimen. We are heading it off in the case that it is cancer. Again, I've started a treatment of full extract cannabis oil daily, eating high alkaline foods, live vegetables, raw live vegetables, raw live fruits. I've been wanting to juice. That was a suggestion, and even something that's in one of these modules talking about, cold press and fresh organic juices. They help. And so I started that. My blender broke, and I do have well, that's the thing. Zazen 333 is the doctors were trying to tackle just the symptoms. In fact, they wanted to start cutting parts out of me without even knowing what was going on with me. And so that's where I cut it off and said, nope, I'm going to go the alternative route, and I'm going to go ahead and take care of myself. God gave us the wisdom, I believe. He gave us the abilities, and he gave us the resources. And so right now I'm using the resources that I know of, as far as eating clean, um, taking care of myself, alkalizing, cleaning myself out, using the diatomicus earth. I will be starting a regimen with the H2O2, the hydrogen peroxide regimen. Um, and family, I just want to encourage you on Facebook. Uh, we could use your help. And so we are hurting financially. I haven't been able to work during this time that I've been trying to recuperate and heal. Like I've said, some days just getting out of bed is a challenge. And so um, it's a huge help that we've had these resources from Jeannie Appleweed, um, Rick, and then so much information from so many people. Melinda, the one who sent over the cancer stuff, um, the modules, um, for and that wasn't expensive. That was a not a cheap program to buy into. And so we've had a ton of great resources. um, Jeannie Appleweed sent some full spectrum cannabis oil, as well as some CBD coconut oil, a huge tub of CBD coconut oil. um, um, Again, Rick has contributed um, some full spectrum, some full extract cannabis oil, as well as some flour for pain. And so yes, um, I am smoking weed to try and help take care of this, and I'm eating weed, eating uh, CBD and THC to take care of the sickness. I believe that Mother Nature gave us some tremendous resources, that God gave us these resources through Mother Nature. And so, um, again, these things aren't cheap. The organic foods aren't cheap. We were already kind of moving over to that kind of diet, but right now, with how sensitive my stomach has been and uh, how rough things have been physically, uh, we could definitely use some more help. We've got bills piling up. I'll put some information regarding the GoFundMe. If you guys can share it out, that's the biggest help. Share the GoFundMe out. Share the video. Share the YouTube. I mean the PayPal, the Cash App. Encourage people to give whatever they can. $5, $10. I know yesterday was payday, and I know it's the holiday season, but in that holiday season, um, Easy Act tea, baking soda, and water treatments. I've heard some wonderful things. Um, that's great, Christine. Please do have him link up with me and send me some information, because I am looking at all aspects to get better for my family. And again, I believe that God's been showing me some things regarding energy and frequency and vibration, regarding healing, uh, um, using magnetism and sound, and even outside of those resources, the magnetic fields that we emit from our bodies and from our mind. Um, it's an amazing thing, the heart mind connection, and the way that we can um, we can manifest. And so uh, I've been talking about that for a while on my YouTube channel, making videos about that, even going to the quantum physics aspect of these things. And you know, maybe it's just the change. I agree, Theodore. I think that there's a lot of things happening with our bodies, and you know, a Facebook friend whose partner is going through some of these things sent me a message, and she had said that her partner was telling her the most profound thing, that those of us that are getting sick and those that are getting cancer, those that seem terminal right now, are the waymakers. They're the way showers. They're the ones who are being used to show that um, we don't necessarily need medication. We don't need doctors. We don't need even necessarily healers. The reason we need healers is to teach us how to do these things metaphysically, through meditation, through changing our mindset, through changing our beliefs, through altering our programming, right? When your computer has a virus, you defrag, you remove the virus, you put up new firewalls, and you get it reprogrammed. And that's pretty much what we need to do to our bodies, is we need to get them reprogrammed. And so that's what I'm working on doing, family. So as far as the health update, again, we still need your help financially, guys. We still need your help financially. We still need your help. We've got tons of resources. Keep them coming, because I'm not looking any of that stuff in away. I'm not turning any of it away. I'm receiving all of it, praying over all of it, and just moving step by step, methodically through the things that the Creator is showing me to do. And so I am going to wrap up on Facebook. That way we can jump on here and get some things going. I've heard about the C60, but Theodore had some interesting things to say about C60 last night in the chat, and so it's something that I don't know a whole lot about, but I'm interested in kind of looking into and researching. And so, family, Facebook family, please follow the link in the description. Jump over onto YouTube and watch the live stream. We're live right now on YouTube as well. And so jump on over, continue the stream there, and learn about the rainbow prophecies. It's some pretty amazing stuff. The rainbow warrior prophecies. And it's very pertinent for the time that we're living in. And I'm sure that you guys will get a lot out of it. And so jump over there, subscribe if you haven't subscribed. In fact, family in the chat, family that had, I see 20 eyeballs up there. Take 5 seconds, jump out. Hey, what's up, brother? That's my brother from another mother, John, the best damn host of the best damn podcast. I love that dude. And so do me a favor, family, jump out right now, hit the thumbs up, share the video. We should have, if there's 20 people watching, we should have 20 thumbs up. We're going to be talking about some amazing stuff with this prophecy. And so jump over there, Facebook family, and like the video, subscribe, hit the thumbs up for notifications, and go back and watch some of the old videos. There's a lot of interesting stuff regarding energy, frequency, vibration, and the correlation between science, and actually more specifically quantum physics, and spirituality, and the way that Scripture speaks about these things. And so I know I've got a lot of friends here on YouTube or on Facebook that don't believe in that stuff and think that I'm batshit crazy because I talk about that kind of stuff and try to mix it with Scripture. But there's no mixing with Scripture. The Scriptures speak clearly about these things. And so jump over, follow the link. I'm going to continue this on YouTube. And so jump over there, subscribe, hit the bell for notifications, share the video, hit the thumbs up, watch the old content, share those videos. And I will add some information as to how you can help with the health. I am leveling out, guys. I was a little discouraged because I leveled out at 150 the other day. And stayed there for a couple of days. And then a couple of nights ago, I weighed myself and I was back down to 145. I'm in a size 31 jeans and they're fitting me a little loose. I haven't wore that size of pants since I was 14 years old, my son's age. And I'm actually one pant size above my 14-year-old son. And so it is a little scary, but I ain't fearful, man. I don't fear death itself. And so I'm going to push forward through this, and I am going to get healthy. I know that I'm going to heal. And the way that you guys can help is share the campaign, share the information out, and support us in any way that you can financially, and encourage other people to support us in any way that they can financially. If it's $5, $10, $500, whatever they can support us with is a huge help. I've got a cousin that's supposed to be sending a juicer out, but I do have a Amazon wish list that has a juicer, a blender, diatomicus earth, hydrogen peroxide, a couple of yoga resources, because that's very, very huge in helping get this energy blockages cleared and things moved. Um, just it's so much health benefits for my body in this time. And so check out the Amazon wish list, share the information that I'm sharing, family, and please support us with whatever you can. $5, $10, $50. I was having a dream last night, and in my dream God was showing me that that there are people that, if you share this video out, there's people out there that are going to share large amounts, 500, 800, $1,000. And that, I can't tell you how much we need that. We need about $3,000 um, within the next week. I've got a lot of bills that have piled up, um, and I just want to ask you to consider this. Consider if it was you. Consider if it was your family. Consider if you were sick with something that could take your life, and you were in this position where you weren't able to work. Again, we do have tons of jewelry up for sale on Stardust City Creations, creating some walking sticks, prayer sticks, all kinds of things like that. And so um, just pray about helping. Um, you know, understand that that's what we're here for, is to bear one another's burdens and help each other. And so please consider that. Please share it out, and I'll do a little more in-depth health update for you guys on Facebook regarding some of the specifics as far as the foods I'm eating, the flushes I'm doing, the fruit flushes, the um, getting the gut health back in order with the probiotics and things like that. And so also, again, taking a full spectrum oil and using the flower for pain. And so drinking tea with CBD oil. And it is helping with the pain, and with even with the heaviness of facing this. And so family, I love you. I'm going to shut it down here on Facebook so I can concentrate on this over here on YouTube. Hopefully you follow the link and catch the video. Love you guys. Share this out. Share the GoFundMe stuff out. And I'll get that linked up in the description here in 1 second. Love y'all. Wholeness and balanced vibrations to you. All right, family. Now, if you would be so kind as to thank you, Mark. I appreciate that. I'll look for your friend request. Mark Orlando. Got you. I just added you. And so yeah, send me the information. I appreciate it. And I can't express the appreciation for the amount of love that my family and I have received from you guys. And so I want to let you guys know that makes a huge difference in dealing with a lot of these things. When you feel alone and when you feel like nobody cares, it can really be detrimental. And so thank you for being patient with me. I see we've lost a few eyeballs, but that's okay. I'm not doing it for the numbers. I'm not doing it for the likes. I'm not doing it for the amount of people that are here. And is that one that you shared? Because I think that was that was using the ivermectin and something else. And so there's some amazing things. And I think that again, I think that the creator is having me go through some of these processes for very specific reasons, not just for myself, but Yeah, and actually, I've been talking to Santos. He's got he sent me some information regarding multiple um, different regimens for the different. Yeah, it's a dewormer, and there's different regimens because there's also something else. I can't remember what you take with the ivermectin, but it's two different items, and you take them in different regimens to take care of different types of parasites. And so you've got the Morgellons, you've got the stomach parasites, you've got the blood parasites, um, and you've even got parasites in your lungs if you're not aware of that. And the Candida, these parasites are actually um, things that have been used since the days of Christ, since before the days of Christ, when the Pharisees, the Pharisee cult, the temple cult of the Pharisees would use parasites to either subdue uh, people or to rile them up, to make them crazy, and to weaponize them basically. And so that's kind of what's going on now is these parasites react to electromagnetic frequencies, and and that's why with these waves of the waves of plasma, the waves of photonic light that are coming in, this plasmic energy is causing our bodies to do a lot of crazy things, and that includes affecting the um, it's affecting things down to a cellular level, and it's affecting the parasites that are in us. And so this is where it says that uh, that some in scripture it says that some that their worm would not die, that some people's worms would not die. And I think that it's speaking very clearly about parasites right there in scripture. And so um, we see prophecies in scripture. We see prophecies in various different ancient writings, from the Sumerian Codex, the cuneiform tablets, um, throughout the Incans, the Mayans, the whole Mayan calendar thing, where they wrote of the end of the age in 2012. I believe that happened, and that we've seen the effects of that, timelines merging, and realities realities becoming unreal. And so with these prophecies, we have to be careful though, because if we are creators and if our minds are being manipulated by a specific small group of people, what are they manipulating the mind for, and what purposes, right? And that is to create uh um that is to create uh the reality that they want. Point blank. Point blank. If you're taking cues in the subconscious mind, if you're in that theta state, if you're being programmed via movies, music, all of the things that I've talked about, I've made many videos regarding patented technologies, the way that the churches themselves, the religion, the religious systems are programming people. And you see it when you come out of one of these cults, the way that the people are programmed. And when you see this, man, it really opens your eyes to these different prophecies, and the fact that I was very, very steeped in etymology and end times research when I was in the pastorate. And I see things in a different way than a lot of people regarding the things that I know to be true. The things that I found in my research regarding the deceptions and the insertions of these doctrines, where they all came from, stemming back from the Roman Catholic Church. And even before that, before it was the Roman Catholic Church, it was the Roman Empire. It never came out of power. And there's even a smaller group pulling the strings behind the curtains for them. And so there's this three-state system. It's the United States, it's the state of Israel, and it's the city of London. Um, they're all corporate entities that control these things. The United States government being the military branch, the city of London being the financial branch, and uh, and the Vatican actually. And so the Vatican is actually the Rothschilds and the 13 Illuminati bloodlines are pulling the strings behind these three entities: the Vatican, the City of London, and the United States, the military, the religious, and the government branch. And so we see this very clearly happening, that prophecy is being scripted. And yes, stop watching the TV and the news, because these things, media is fueling this scripted prophecy. A lot of these things in scripture that people have been waiting for have already passed. We can look at the 70 AD deception, the tribulation deception, the pre-trib rapture deception, the deception in dispensationalism and futurism. There's so many, and they all stem from that same order, the Jesuit order. And so it's one of those things where we've got to start digging into and looking at many of these other writings and these other prophecies, because we'll see in these other writings and prophecies the correlations between what was written in Scripture, and we can find the truths behind the things that Christ was teaching, as opposed to what the doctrines of man have been teaching Christ taught. Because we know many of the scriptures, the Essene writings, the Nag Hammadi, the Book of Enoch. So many things have been removed from Scripture, from the holy writings, and new things have been inserted. And so I'll be doing a show regarding the seven Noahide laws as well, and the way that things are moving into. I mean, Trump recently signed an executive order giving godhood essentially to the nation of Israel, not just the people of Israel, but there are Talmudic rabbis, Kabbalistic rabbis that are saying only that Israel is a state, not a religion. Judaism is not a religion; it's a state, and that I don't know. There's a lot. That's for another show, but we have to be aware of what's going on with scripted prophecy. And hey, Hipsy Gypsy ... Good to see you guys. I appreciate the information, Christine Orlando, Mark. Appreciate it. And so we're going to be talking about the Rainbow Warriors, the warriors of the Rainbow Prophecy, right? A lot has been going around about this, and I just want you to understand that this means something to me because I am Native American. I have a lot of Native American blood, and so it resonates with me, and I see a lot of truth in this. One day it says that one day there would come a time when the earth being ravaged and polluted, the forests being destroyed, the birds would fall from the air, the waters would be black, and the fish would be poisoned in the streams, and the trees would no longer be. Mankind would cease, as we know it, would all but cease to exist. So this is how the Rainbow Prophecy begins. It's retold by a woman of the Cree Indian Nation of America over a century ago. And so this is where I want us to understand this is not just something that was written in a book in the 70s. It might have been covered in this book in the 70s, but this extends beyond just one tribe. This is prophecy that extends across many tribes, many people groups. And so we're going to look at that and look at a couple of the different people groups and the different tribes that have this prophecy, and see how this is happening today. So the Cree are one of the largest groups of the First Nations, Native Americans in North America. There are over 135 bands of Cree living in Canada, with a total population of approximately 200,000 today. The rainbow prophecy, as it has come to be known, refers to the keepers of the legends, rituals, and other myths that will be needed when the time comes to restore and heal the earth, to restore the health on earth. It's believed that these legendary beings will return on a day of awakening when all people will unite and create a new world of justice, peace, and freedom, and they'll be named the Warriors of the Rainbow. They will reteach the values and knowledge that has been lost in time, demonstrating how to have wisdom and extra perception, and how unity, harmony, and love is the only way forward. And we see that happening right now. We see a rise of love. We see a rise in cosmic consciousness, in quantum consciousness, I should speak. We are learning, relearning the values, the knowledge, all of the things that have been lost in time, all of the things that have been taken, stolen, hidden. We're relearning those things, and we're relearning those things on a level that it doesn't come from a book. It doesn't come from a source other than the source that we come from. We're receiving these things via DNA, the storage of information we have in our DNA, which is eternal. Even this body is not outside of spirit. Everything is spiritual, and everything is held together by the spirit through thought. And so it's really cool. We'll talk about that as well. That might have to be another video, but I want to talk about that, how we can heal each other, how we can heal ourselves. Every cell in our body is listening to what we say, and so we have to watch our words. I have to watch it when I'm always talking about, I'm sick, I'm sick, I'm sick. No, I'm healing. I'm healing. I'm healing. That's what's happening with me. I'm healing. And so the rainbow reference relates to the different colors of the original people, right? We were always one tribe, one huge tribe, one huge family. My brother Eric Briggs always talks about that. We were always one huge family with a father and a mother, right? God and the earth. And nothing is outside of God. Nothing is outside of source. We have this divine nature in us. And so, just like a child has the DNA of their parents, we have that DNA of the father, of the mother, of source. And so we have a lot more power than people want to even consider, because that means that we would have to be responsible. We would have to be accountable for our creative abilities, and people don't want to be accountable for the things that have been created in this world. This outward projection is really exactly that, a projection of the inner child, the trauma that the inner child has gone through, the fear that the inner child is feeling, the damage, the anger, the bitterness, the lashing out. It's all stemming from the inner child, from ancestral traumas. And I know that in scripture we talk about generational curses, and I've even spoken about the generational curse thing, when they asked Christ, man, I hate this lighting. I don't know what the hell is going on with this lighting. I don't know why it keeps turning orange and yellow, because it's not orange and yellow. I've got a really nice light right here. And it should not be so dingy colored. All right, anyway, I'm not going to focus on that, family. It bothers me when the light changes like that. It's distracting. But anyway, at the beginning of this cycle of time, long ago, the Great Spirit came down. Now, this is a prophecy as told by Lee Brown of the Salish tribe in 1986. This is the Continental Indigenous Council of Alaska. At the beginning of this cycle of time, long ago, the Great Spirit came down and he made an appearance, and he gathered the peoples of this earth together. They say on an island which is now beneath the water. Many people speculate that's Atlantis. And he said to the human beings, I'm going to send you to four directions, and over time I'm going to change you to four colors. But I'm going to give you some teachings, and you will call these the original teachings. And when you come back together with each other, you will share these so that you can live and have peace on earth, and a great civilization will come about. So what's particularly interesting about an interesting part of that prophecy relates to the choosing of leaders, right? According to the story, a leader will not be the one that talks the loudest, boasts of success, or even has the support of the elite. And we see that right now. We see how people feel like they have to have the support of elite people in order to accomplish anything, and that's not the case. But rather, leaders will be those whose actions speak the loudest, the ones that have demonstrated wisdom and courage and have proven that they work for the benefit of all. Isn't this how things should be? Yeah, I believe it is. I believe it. This is exactly how things should be. And I felt this since I was a child. I seen things wrong with the world. I seen how ugly things were. And I've always viewed it as a beautiful world. I've seen things, I've seen the beauty in the world, but man, a lot of things need to be changed here, family. And we're here to change them. I'm here to change them. What does Bob say? I want you to know I'm a rainbow too. We're here, family. Rainbow warriors, we're here. We're here. Meek, courageous. You know, meek is just strength under control, power under control. And it says in scripture that the one who captures his own spirit or controls his own spirit is mightier than the one who captures a city. And there's a lot to be said about that. And when you're meek in heart, when you come with that spirit of love and kindness, of service, you're mightier than the greatest of armies, because you have that legion of angels, you have that legion of angel armies behind you. And so the rainbow has always held a special significance among several different Native American Indian nations. It's connected to the spirit, right? To the Most High, the Supreme Creator. And so we understand that. I'm gonna try and move this and see if that changes the lighting at all. This lighting is bothering me. I hate looking so orange. Maybe a little bit better. It's gonna stay orange. Oh well. Like I said, I'm not gonna focus on that too much. So it's connected to the spirit, to the great spirit, the supreme God, creator, source, the source of all things, right? And it's in all things. Apart from the Cree prophecy, there are many prophecies and stories from the Hopi, the Zuni, and the Cherokee related to the Rainbow Warriors. Here's one that says, there will come a day when people out of all races, colors, and creeds will put aside their differences. They will come together in love, joining hands in unification to heal the earth and all her children. They will move over the earth like a great whirling rainbow, bringing peace, understanding, and healing everywhere they go. Many creatures thought to be extinct or mythical will resurface at this time. The great trees that perished will return almost overnight. All living things will flourish, drawing sustenance from the breast of our mother, the earth. And so these are visions that I've had, family. I've talked to my wife about these visions of these great creatures coming back to life. There's this channel called Mud Fossil University, and this man is brilliant. I mean, he is one of the most brilliant scientific minds of the day that has been completely shunned and rejected by the scientific community because of his claims of giant animals and giant beings uh, um, being fossilized. And it's amazing because he's found fingertips that are huge, that he can show you the nerve connectings and the blood vessels, the tubes that were the blood vessels that had dried out and fossilized. And so he's done some amazing work. Go check him out. Yes, Roger is uh, uh, Roger, yes, helped him on neutrinos and Higgs field. Did you really? Because I just recently seen some of his videos regarding neutrinos and Higgs field, and they're very interesting, especially with the research I've been doing regarding quantum entanglement and just some of the theoretic quantum just some of the quantum theories that are out there. And I find it very interesting, especially regarding the new energies that haven't been mapped before that are coming in, and how it points to the changes that we're going through, how that correlates with all of these things. And so I believe that that also points to the fact that we do have this healing available for us, and that we simply have to unlock it, family. I'm going to drop this light down because it's bothering the crap out of me. Let's see if that helps at all, family, because that light is bothering me. We'll have to definitely talk more about that, Theodore, because that's very interesting stuff. But yeah, I'm interested in hearing a little bit more information about that. Crystal field theory, probably right. I agree, because I've been doing a lot of research regarding the fields in around the atoms that make up our bodies, and the actual plasma that we have in our blood, and we are plasmatic beings. We have the more than a nuclear power. We have the capability of creating extreme amounts of light plasma, and anyway, I'm getting off topic. That's all very interesting stuff, and I was actually going to do a show regarding electromagnetics and the effects of electricity on the earth and on our fields, and how what many people consider with this Taurus field fading away is actually bringing in those abilities and those changing us to a more of a gas form, I guess, a silicate crystalline gas form, a light body. And so yeah, I love that. And all energy is bubbles. And so I'm going to have to look at that and check out some of that material. It does come from the heart. It comes from, that's where we have a great number of neurons, brain neurons that are neurons that are very similar to the brain neurons. And so our heart is another mind. Our heart is another brain. Our stomach has the same lining as our brain. And so I've talked about a lot of that in past videos. And so if you haven't watched some of my past content, go and watch some of the past content. And, but yeah, that's really interesting. We're going to have to talk more about that, because that's exactly where my research has been leading. And I think that it's pertinent in my healing and in sharing the healing with other people. And so that's really, really cool. We're going to jump back on this rainbow prophecy, rainbow warrior prophecy. And so it continues on and says, the great spiritual teachers who walked the earth and taught the basics of truths of the whirling rainbow prophecy will return and walk amongst us once more, sharing their power and understanding with all. We will learn how to see and hear in a sacred manner. Men and women will be equals in the way the Creator intended them to be. All children will be safe anywhere they want to go. Elders would be respected and valued for their contributions to life. Their wisdom will be sought out. The whole human race will be called the people, and there will be no more war, sickness, or hunger forever. And that's the Navajo Hopi prophecy of the whirling rainbow. And again, I'm kind of ashamed to say that with my background, I haven't done a lot of research into my lineage and into these prophecies and various things that I should have been looking into a long time ago. And so now the Creator's been prompting me uh, in things that He has for me. And so I'll be reaching out to the Tribal Council of the Navajo Nation soon, as well as the Southern Ute Tribe. I'm not all sure who's, I know there's a couple of other people that have been making contact with these tribal councils, trying to unite the Native American tribes and put all of these differences aside. And I'm not sure who all hasn't been contacted, but I think the Navajo Nation is one. And so uh, um, I believe that I have a part to play in contacting some of these councils and uniting some of these nations, and even um, finding out more about my lineage and what part I have to play in these tribes. I do know that I come directly from a chief's bloodline, Chief Uray of the Ute Nation, of the Ute tribe. I'm a direct descendant of Chief Uray. I believe he's a great grandfather, and so I know that there's a lot there for me spiritually that I've got to dig into and look into. And so uh, here's another prophecy as told by Grandfather William Commanda, Circle of All Nations prophecy of the seven fires of the Anishinaabe from the ancient Wapum belt. In the time of the seventh fire, a new people would emerge. They would retrace their steps to find the wisdom that was left by the side of the trail long ago. Their steps would take them to the elders, who they would ask to guide them on their journey. If the new people remain strong in their quest, the sacred drum will again sound its voice. There will be an awakening of the people, and the sacred fire will again be lit. At this time, the light-skinned race will be given a choice between two roads. One road is the road of greed and technology without wisdom or respect for life. This road represents a rushed destruction. The other road is spirituality, a slower path that includes respect for all living things. If we choose the spiritual path, we can light yet another fire, an eighth fire, and begin an extended period of peace and healthy growth. So, Wikipedia, when you look up the rainbow prophecy, has some things to say about the um, illegitimacy, I guess, so to speak. Wikipedia would have people believe that the legend originates in a 1962 book called Warriors of the Rainbow by William Waloya and Vincent Brown. But here's the reality of things, family. The prophecy is ancient. It's been passed down as oral history over many generations. Brown himself admitted this. He admitted that his research came from the Hopi prophecies and that the book had been criticized as an attempt to evangelize with the Native American community by relating the prophecy of the rainbow warriors to the second coming of Christ. References to a new era, a golden age characterized by harmony, stability, and prosperity do not just belong to the Native Americans, but can be found in many myths and legends from all over the world. It's known as Chrysin Genos in Greek mythology, the Kali Yuga in the Vedic writings and the Hindu culture, and the Gulaldar in Norse mythology. One aspect that is common among many legends of the Golden Era is the returning of beings or gods that will aid in the restoration of Earth. In classical Greek mythology, the Golden Age was presided over by the leading titan Cronus. In some version of the myth, Astrea also ruled. She lived with men until the end of the Silver Age, but in the Bronze Age, when men became violent and greedy, fled to the stars, where she appears as the constellation Virgo, holding the scales of justice, or Libra. Whether these prophecies are true or not, much of what is spoken about, the era of greed and violence, is a reality throughout much of the world today. We see it, family, we see it. Corruption, greed, poverty, consumerism, power to the few, injustice, they're all predominant characteristics of our civilization. And it's accompanied by a great technological advancement, right? Over the past 100 years, we've advanced technologically in ways that are unfathomable to the human mind. And here's the thing, the things that we have technologically that have been revealed to us they pale in comparison to the technology that's been hidden from us. And so these predominant characteristics of our civilization that are accompanied by these great technological advances, it's become weaponized. It's the society, the culture, and the technology has been weaponized to bring about a great destruction, a mass destruction. They've been used as tools for suppressing any kind of resistance to this slave system. Whether ancient beings are going to come in and intervene or not, here's the thing, family. We know that we're at a tipping point in this world right now. We're at a tipping point where we know that things are not going to continue the way that they're continuing. We see the division. We see the disclosure. We see the things happening in our world today. I got some of that. I just seen that brown stain on my tooth. I got some of that oil on my tooth. Again, more distractions. But we know that things can't continue on the way that they're going, family. And here's the thing I want you to take and meditate over and pray over. Where is your heart? Where is your heart in all of this? Is it breaking for those that are hurting? Is it breaking for those that are lost, those that are hungry, those that are being oppressed by this system? Or is it hurting because you don't have more? Are you grieved over material things? And I tell you what, that's human nature, family. I am literally, through what I'm going through right now, I am grieved over material things. I really am. It sucks to be under the power of that almighty dollar, right? It sucks to be under the power of this financial system of knowing that we have to use these things, right? We have to pay bills. But society's gotten to a point, and this is where I've seen in my own personal walk, I used to sell, um, excuse me, I used to buy and sell and collect Nikes, shoes. I got the bad hiccups. And it's ridiculous how you see the um the greed, man, the materialism. I sold a pair of shoes once that I got over $2,000 for. One pair of shoes for $2,500. I actually, when my mother-in-law got sick, I sold my entire collection so that we could carry ourselves, carry our bills, carry my mother-in-law through it. Um, oh no, that's funny. Huh? Well, I hope my lighting has changed a little bit. Hope it's a little better. It was very orange and yellow. What is the what about? Speedway signs Tucson. Is that what a question for me? Oh, family. I think that these prophecies are coming about, and I think that there's many of us that have our hearts in that place. Yes, it does, CJ. That's a great point. I want to put that up there. Technology artificially replicates yogi powers. That is true. That is true. Um, and those yogi powers are available to each and every one of us. Oh yeah, Speedway signs out what was about shoes. Yeah, it's crazy, right? Crazy that people pay that kind of money um, when people are out there starving. When that one pair of shoes could have paid uh, somebody's monthly bills, like food, electricity, rent, all of it. And yeah, I kind of had to. I stepped away from that when my mother-in-law got sick, and I sold the collection. I didn't start to build it back up and start selling and buying again. Um, Her passing away really showed me a lot of things regarding uh, these things continuing or not, and me contributing to that system and to um, the greed aspect in society. The street culture um, can be very, very uh, greed ridden, and it can cause a lot of people to stumble in that covetousness and that desire for more, 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 more. And so I couldn't contribute to that anymore, and I had to walk away from that. Although it got me through some very, very crucial times to just be able to sell a pair of shoes. And I don't have that ability right now. And so, family, in closing, I do just want to encourage you guys that you guys can help us by donating whatever you can and sharing the campaign. Share the GoFundMe campaign. I will have the link up in the description and in the comments. Also help the channel to grow by sharing the channel, sharing some of the videos, liking the videos, commenting on the videos. Commenting helps the algorithms, and so throw a comment on there, say what's up. Encourage people to come and watch, to subscribe, watch some of the old content, and share out some of those videos. But as far as the health and wellness, I know that there's healing available. I really need some help for my family right now financially to get some of these things paid. And I know I had confirmation last night that we will get the 3,000 by the end of the week, within the week. and we will get these things covered. And so please do your part, family, and just share out the campaign. If you're led to give 5 or 500, give with a joyous and an abundant heart, and you will be blessed for that. And so I'm going to wrap up, family. I do want to jump over here real quick, since I told my wife I wanted to keep it under an hour and a half, and we're doing pretty good. And so I am going to go over some of these comments. I'm not sure how many it will let me pull up. It doesn't always let me go all the way back to the beginning. And so we have Freedom Fighter, Jamie, Theodora, Travis Cup, Robert Francis, Victoria Cunningham, Zazen333, WV Watcher, Christine Orlando, Yvette Mason, Speedway Signs Tucson, the best damn podcast, my brother John. I love that dude. Let's see. Quite a few people in the chat today. Thank you guys for joining. Thank you for being active, Karen. Holy Rebellion of the Wise. Thank you for stopping through and saying hi. And thank you for catching the replay, Holy Rebellion of the Wise. Love your presence, and I love the fact that you're taking your mom shopping. It always makes for an interesting day when we're with our parents out and doing things like that. And so let's keep going. I do want to get this back up real quick. Let's come back over to the comments. Let's see. There's a lot of great comments in here. I'm not going to go over all of them, as you guys were all a part of it. And so Soul's Eye Jewels, good morning. Grand Rising. Hope your day is blessed as well. Robert Francis, thank you for all your input, and thank you for all your help, brother. I appreciate all your help and support. All right, family, I'm going to get out of here. I see some interesting comments about reincarnation and the Native Americans and the different tribes. And so if you guys want to go back through and check out the live chat, you can. I'm not going to go through all of that. I will have it set to where you guys can view the whole thing if you'd like. Go through, check it out. But with that said, hour and 22 minutes, closing out before an hour and 30. I want to send a bunch of love to you guys. I want to thank you. And again, I want to encourage you to share out the GoFundMe. Share out the videos, share out the information. My family could use the support, and we will be I will be keeping you guys updated and trying to jump on here a little bit more consistently. Things have been rough. The past few days have been rough health wise, and even just it's just been a little discouraging. And so I will do my best to jump on here a little more consistently, keep you guys a little bit more updated on the health and in that path, and keep bringing you guys some great content like this Rainbow Warriors prophecy. And so thank you, family. I love you guys. Wish you nothing but affirmations of health, wellness, love, light, wholeness, and balance in your life. Namaste.